Warriors Nation, we've got a big decision looming that could reshape the future of our team. Jonathan Kuminga, the young star on the rise, is eyeing a massive $224 million contract extension. But is he worth that kind of investment right now? Today, we're diving deep into whether the Warriors should commit to Kuminga's dream payday, or if it's too big of a gamble. Stick around, because you won't want to miss this breakdown. Before we get into the details, make sure to subscribe to Warriors Nation TV and hit that like button if you're as passionate about the Warriors as we are. We're bringing you all the latest news, rumors, and analysis, so don't miss out. Jonathan Kuminga has made some serious strides in his time with the Warriors. Coming into the league as a raw talent with tons of potential, he's steadily grown into one of our most exciting prospects. But now, with his eyes set on a $224 million contract, the Warriors front office is facing a tough decision. After all, that's a lot of money to commit to a player who, despite his potential, is still relatively unproven in the grand scheme of things. Can we really afford to take that kind of risk? Let's break down why Kuminga believes he deserves this payday. Last season, Kuminga made a huge leap in his performance. He was more than just a bench player, he became a reliable option in our starting rotation. His defensive prowess has been nothing short of impressive, often matching up against the opposing team's best players. But it's his offensive game that has many fans and analysts divided. While he averaged a respectable 16 points per game, his efficiency left much to be desired. Can we really justify paying him top-tier money based on potential alone? In the grand landscape of the NBA, other players from Kuminga's draft class have already secured their big paydays. Cade Cunningham, Franz Wagner, Evan Mobley, and Scottie Barnes all signed max extensions this offseason. Kuminga, understandably, wants to be in that same conversation. However, unlike his peers, Kuminga's impact hasn't been as consistent or as significant, at least not yet. This raises the question, should the Warriors invest heavily in Kuminga now, hoping he reaches his potential, or should they wait to see more development before making such a commitment? The Warriors have been burned before by premature contract decisions. We all remember the extensions given to Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, moves that were supposed to secure our future but ended up limiting our financial flexibility. The front office, led by Mike Dunleavy, is likely wary of repeating those mistakes. While Kuminga's upside is undeniable, there's a real risk that he might not develop into the superstar we hope for. On the other hand, letting a talent like Kuminga slip away could be just as costly in the long run. Looking ahead to the next season, the Warriors are in a bit of a bind. We've had 2 disappointing seasons back-to-back, and the pressure is on to make a deep playoff run. The team has built a solid roster around Stephen Curry, but the need for a reliable secondary star is glaring. Kuminga has the potential to fill that role, especially given his defensive capabilities. But for him to truly become that second option, his offensive game needs to improve significantly. The question is whether we believe he can make that leap, and soon. It's not that the Warriors haven't explored other options. Before signing his extension, Lauri Markkanen was reportedly a target for the Warriors, but those plans fell through. Now, with the roster more or less set, the focus shifts back to Kuminga. The team needs more than just depth, they need another star. Kuminga's defensive skill set is already top tier, but for him to justify a max contract, his offensive game must catch up. His future, and potentially the team's future, hinges on whether he can develop into a consistent scoring threat. Let's talk about the financials. A $224 million contract would make Kuminga the second highest paid player on the team, behind only Stephen Curry. That's a massive commitment to a player still finding his footing in the league. The Warriors are already tight against the salary cap, and handing out another huge contract could limit our ability to make necessary moves in the future. It's a gamble, plain and simple. But with high risk comes the potential for high reward. If Kuminga delivers on his potential, he could be the key to extending the Warriors' championship window. However, there's also the flip side to consider. If the Warriors don't offer Kuminga the contract he's seeking, it could lead to friction and possibly even his departure from the team. Losing a young talent like Kuminga could be a significant setback, especially given the current state of the roster. The Warriors have invested heavily in developing Kuminga, and seeing him thrive on another team would be a tough pill to swallow. It's a delicate balance between rewarding potential and managing financial prudence. What does Kuminga's camp think? From what we know, Kuminga and his representatives are confident in his worth. They see him as a cornerstone for the Warriors' future, a player who can take the torch from Curry when the time comes. But confidence doesn't always translate to on-court production. The Warriors have a decision to make. Do they align with Kuminga's vision and invest in his potential, or do they take a more cautious approach, waiting to see if he can truly live up to the hype before making such a commitment? As we edge closer to the season, all eyes will be on Kuminga. How he performs in the early games could very well influence the front office's decision. If he comes out of the gate strong, showing marked improvement in his offensive game, the Warriors might feel more comfortable making a long-term investment. But if he struggles, it could reinforce the idea that patience is the best course of action. One thing's for sure, Jonathan Kuminga's future with the Warriors is one of the most intriguing storylines heading into the season, and it's something every fan should keep an eye on. What do you think, Warriors fans? Should the team commit to Kuminga's $224 million contract dream, or is it too big of a risk? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Warriors Nation TV for all the latest updates and analysis. Hit that like button if you're ready for another exciting season of Warriors basketball.